Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is for week commencing the 20th of October. I hope you've had a fabulous week. Thank you, first of all, for your amazing suggestions for a midweek reading. I did manage to post one up. I went for energy readings in the end, but that could change. I'm going to try and do one midweek every week. And there were a lot of suggestions for career and finance, so I might change it up next week to that. Excuse me, using the same format. Ella's been a bit moany-groany today. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on with your reading. Yeah, just to say, quick thank you. And I have, as I say, check out the midweek reading if you haven't done already. It is time stamped with your zodiac sign. So go in the description box of the reading, find your zodiac sign, and press the blue number next to it. Right. Let's have a look for Gemini. These are the general oracle cards, which I love these. These are my favourites. What messages do we start the reading for Gemini, please? Oh, we have two, which is what we want. We have contract. And we have happy family. Love that. Very 10 of Cups, happy family. This is just feeling content, happy. Things are just going tickety-boo, Gemini. And you know what? Good. We all deserve that. You're obviously got a lovely aura about you at the moment. You've got a lovely energy. You are attracting good things next week. And then we have contracts. So I don't know if you're waiting for a contract or a decision on a contract, but it's also about scales balancing up for you. Again, with the happy family, it's like, yeah, it's about time. And I've just realised that's a 6, that's a 4, that equals 10. That's the ultimate goal for you, Gemini. Your readings have been amazing. Right, let's see what the tarot says. Get these in order. Bring them down. Okay, stop fiddling. Okay, let's get on. Dear Spirit Guides and Angels, please join me in this reading for Gemini. That was the Queen of Cups, by the way. And I do like to mention it in case she comes out again. And make it helpful, hopeful, and healing. So what's the focus, please? And thank you for Gemini. Tower. Interesting. Opportunity. Nope, that's the opportunity. Emperor. Blimey. You're not messing around, Gemini. I'll tell you that now. Challenge. King of Cups. Righty-ho. Okay. Bubbling under the surface. The Fool. Got some very strong cards here. 3 out of 4 major arcanas. And advice and outcome. 8 of Swords. Oh, interesting. Now, the focus of the Tower. When we see the Tower, it does mean big change. It means things changing on the horizon, perhaps. But what change equals is growth. And what I will say also is if you've been perhaps not open to change and you've been given time and time and opportunity after opportunity, the universe then goes, well, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to do it for you. So maybe there's a focus on what do you need to change, big style, and that's maybe start taking baby steps towards it next week. Because you've got the Emperor. The opportunity of the Emperor is for you to be your own boss, to take control, whatever that may be in relationship, work, whatever it is, put your foot down and show them who's boss. You know, even in your own mindset, you know, have confidence. This guy here is absolutely oozing confidence. He's the king of the kings in the deck. We call him the daddy of the deck because he's strategic, he's disciplined, he knows exactly what he wants and he gets it. There's an opportunity for you to be like that for next week. Maybe that's what the change needs to be, you know. I always look at the Emperor in this deck and he actually has his battle suit, his armor on underneath a cloak. So he's still ready for battle as well. You know, he's like, don't mess with me. So there's something about you being a bit more putting your foot down next week, Gemini. King of Cups is a challenge. Can be something to do with you're going to have to keep your emotions to one side about something, not be quite so open about things that you normally are. King of Cups really wears his heart on his sleeve. He's very emotionally intelligent. Nothing really rocks him off of his throne there, if you like, because he's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, emotionally, relationships, everything. So I feel like as a challenge, you've got to stop sharing something so much next week. Kind of maybe keep it to yourself, or you're dealing with a King of Cups who's a challenge. Now, this chap as a challenge can be a little bit emotionally up and down. You know, you feel like you're treading on eggshells around somebody. Can also be somebody that drinks alcohol a lot, and that's to drown their sorrows, to drown their emotions. So there's a couple of scenarios there for you, Gemini. It could be also a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but the King of Cups, he wears a fish around his neck, so there's like a more of a move towards a Pisces. Bubbling under the surface for you, oh my, I love this, is the Fool card. This is about starting something afresh, you know, with no baggage, with no disappointments, with no negative energies. This is about you, I don't know, wiping the slate clean and starting something afresh. That's bubbling under the surface for you. And maybe that's why the Tower is here to say, well, if you're thinking like that, do something about it. But doesn't mean to say it's all going to happen in one week. Maybe this contract you're waiting for here with the scales, or you're waiting for something to balance up first. The Eight of Swords is your advice and outcome. The advice of this Eight of Swords is remove those ties that think that you are trapped with something. This can just make you feel like you can't move forward, or, you know, this is about you putting hurdles in the way, maybe, and making things a little bit harder than they need to be, because it's all in the mind. The sword suit is the mental suit. And you can see she's looking in the mirror there, and what she sees is somebody really tied, like, oh my gosh. Now, that might be that you feel loyal to somebody or something. It might be that I don't know, you know, when you feel like you've got the angel and the devil on your shoulder, and you just you're just so conflicted, and what that does is it keeps you stuck where you are. But in actual fact, when she looks in the mirror, you can see she doesn't have those ties on at all. She's just, that's how she's perceiving a situation. And the advice of that is stop talking yourself out of it. There's something about you, yeah, just the narrative of the mind is talking you out of something. Right, let's have a look. Really interesting, this one. We're clarifying with the Radiant Rider Waite, as usual. Now, Tower, why are you here for Gemini as a focus? Okay, oh, yes. Wheel of Fortune. Whatever it is, they want you to move on from, and it's a change for the better, because the Wheel of Fortune is about things moving on in your favour. I love that. Maybe, you know, by the Eight of Swords, removing those ties and going round and round in circles in your head brings around the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, okay, I can do something about this. And with the contract card again, maybe there's a contract coming in your favour next week, or some sort of steps towards it, positive steps. That's what the Wheel of Fortune is denotes. Right, Emperor, why are you here? It's like, oh, Gemini, you're putting your foot down. I like it. Ace of Wands. Yeah, there's a new oomph to you next week. You got a fire in your belly, Gemini, and you are determined. But it's also determined to make things more stable and more balanced again, because it's a 4. And with the Ace of Wands, this is about feeling you've got a fire in your belly, got an idea. It's like, no, right, okay, let's get this show on the road. I'm not messing around anymore. I'm being the Emperor. Love that. King of Cups is your challenge. Let's see. As I say, it can be careful not to be too emotionally open about something or somebody, or you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit up and down next week emotionally. What have we got? Oh, crikey. Queen of Wands is a challenge. Ooh. Okay. There's a battle of wills going on here, I would say. It feels like there's a clash, perhaps, between somebody who emotionally is up and down. One minute they're feeling like the Queen of Wands, you know, they're determined, they want to get on to this, but the next minute, but with the Queen of Wands as a challenge, she doesn't have the best intentions. She can be very overpowering, very overpowering. She likes the attention to be on her. She's not a team player at all. Very bit narcissistic in her manners. Oh, so there's a lot to deal with there. Yeah, I wonder if that's also that person who can be, because the Queen of Wands is very closed off as a challenge. And maybe with that King of Cups as well, as I say, they're perhaps a little bit emotionally up and down too. One minute they're really like up, up, up. And when they're up, 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 they're like full on, or they're nothing and they're really down. So just watch out for that, Gemini. The Fool is bubbling under the surface. So whatever it is, you're like, yeah, I just want to start something new and afresh. Start something again, maybe. Oh, Ace of Cups. Aces, new beginnings. Again, you've got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups now. The Ace of Cups with the Fool energy seems to me like there's something about a new relationship, a new friendship, something, some matter of the heart that you're absolutely going to love coming in. What's bubbling under the surface. Maybe that's what the universe is saying with the Tower. You know what? You've got to get rid of this energy here, or something's got to move on in order to bring this to the surface because it's bubbling under there at the moment. Yeah, Ace of Cups is, again, it can actually be news of a baby, a pregnancy also, especially with the Fool energy, something about a new energy coming in. Love that. Eight of Swords. Stop talking yourself out of whatever it is, though, Gemini. Maybe you do feel tied to this Queen of Wands and the King of Cups energies, you know. Let's have a look. Four of Swords is your advice and outcome. Oh my gosh, I just heard, you know, that Meatloaf song, Let Me Sleep on It. But it's not the song, it's the part of the lyrics of a song. It's the Bat Out of Hell song, isn't it? Let me sleep on it. I'll never sing, sorry. But it's something about you've got to sleep on it. You've got to take rest. You've got to rest, relax, and repair next week, Gemini. Get a clearer mind. That's what happens. You can see they've got their swords hanging above their head there. But, you know, they're laying down, they're taking some rest, and then they've got the sword underneath them that's turned golden. And that to me is like a process that you need to go through. Could be to do with meditation, can also be to listen to your dreams next week. But I just feel like you're really moving on from something. There's a massive, especially with that Emperor, it's like Gemini's putting their foot down. I love it. Right, wisdom of the Oracle. Let's see what final message is here for our lovely Geminis. Gem of Geminis. What do we have? Look at that. You've got breathe. Take 5. That's what your message, your final advice and outcome is the Four of Swords. Breathe. She's in such a beautiful place there. She's meditating too. She's connecting to the universe. Maybe trust the universe too. Let's see what the actual message is. 29. 29. Oh, that's 39. I beg your pardon. 10 out there. 29. Here we go. The Oracle's message is patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course, meditate and trust, breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body. And you are an air sign, I'd just like to mention. Your being and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight and release the darkness and miracles will appear. Love that for you, Gemini. Great reading. Let me know how it resonates. And I hope to get another midweek reading done during the week. Not sure what it'll be, but look out for it. Thank you, as always, for being here. Take care. See you next week.